Stream went down. Sorry. My goodness, 320 people stayed. You are a persistent bunch. Sorry about that. The app stopped for a second. Might be the weather. Might be the temperature. It is cold out here. Maybe it's having a little bit of an impact on my phone. It's funny, while you were, while I was down, I had some people come up to me and were like, "Hey, we were watching your live stream earlier while you were in there." And I was like, "Oh, great." And this kindly older lady came up to me and asked, "Oh, you're a journalist? What's going on in there?" And I described it a little bit. She's like, "I'm going in there." And I was like, "All right, well, okay, I guess. That's fine." Okay, so we have a comment here. Could you get close to the protesters outside to know the subject of the debate? I'll be honest with you. I'm not 100% comfortable getting too close right now, because there are some of the protesters here who are the contingent who are covering their faces. Those people don't want to be filmed, and there's a tricky line to balance in these situations where you take that into consideration, sort of in spite of the journalistic need, but I think that I can cover it from here just fine. But also, it's a personal safety thing, where going around and shoving a camera in people's faces in this tense situation where they have been very clear that they do not want to be filmed, they have smashed people's cameras and they have spray painted people's cameras. Yeah, I'm going to stay right here and I'll do my very best from this vantage point, but I understand. Nice to know their opinions. I mean, I'm not going to go necessarily start interviewing people, but I can give you some firsthand accounts of stuff that I've heard in there, and also just generally the causes of this protest and the opinions are known. They are being shared on social media, and I've heard them firsthand. So it's people who are very, very displeased with the police response today and the university's response, where there was an injunction put in place by the school against the strikers, and there were some students who were in the school in this building here at UQAM who were trying to block classes. Campus security called the police, and riot police came in, about 100 of them, if I heard correctly, and made about 22 arrests. And there was a huge call on social media for students and protesters and marchers and all kinds of people to mobilize and to march. Originally, it was going to be an outdoor march starting from Place Gamelin, but basically they decided that they should make their stand here. So those are the reasons for the protest. I mean, yeah, if I didn't feel that there might be a conflict or that I might get into some trouble shoving cameras in people's faces specifically at this moment, I would be more than happy to go and interview people, but that really isn't the kind of night that we're having. Trust me, I was in there and I saw some journalists getting shoved around quite a bit. Demon Guinea asks, are there people arriving coming to join the occupation? So yeah, mostly right now it's people leaving, trickling out, but while I was in there were tons of people who came in. The occupation probably started proper, I'd say, at around 8 o'clock. And at that point, it was maybe 200 to 300 people, but I think it went well within 400 to 500 people. That's my estimate. So yeah, there were quite a few people coming in to join it. I wouldn't say that it's dying down, but at this moment, there aren't as many people in there as before, and we're just waiting to see if more people are coming out. There are small trickles of people coming out. We've got a comment here from Ladic 1 saying police have closed St. Catherine. Let me see if I can get evidence of that. Yeah, that seems to be accurate. Yeah, this is St. Catherine, but I do still see some cars, not a lot. I don't know if there's necessarily a blockade. Those are taxis, though. Maybe they were allowed through. But yeah, not a lot of traffic here. We've got a comment here also that the cops are moving up on Saint-Guinet. Well, I'm on the intersection of Saint-Guinet and St. Catherine, so I haven't seen that much mobilization of police. This is pretty much the presence that I've seen since I got out. Some riot police over there, some bike police over there, and some bike police over there. So I haven't seen evidence of an escalation quite yet. How many protesters aren't completely blocked off? Nobody's necessarily blocked off. I think that if the protesters that are outside want to get back in, they could. Vice versa, if they were inside and wanted to get out, they would be fine. But so far, there's not really like a police blockade. They're not holding any kind of line. So yeah. If you were referring specifically to the entrances, they did a pretty thorough job. From what I saw, we had a little walk around, and pretty much all the key exits and entrances were barricaded in some form with chairs and furniture and garbage bins and pretty much anything they could get their hands on and move. Alex C3 saying keep eyes on police. Always. Keep eyes on everything. All the time. Always. Ronnie Storking saying it's not going to be pretty. Yeah, that's certainly a possibility, but so far no indication the police are going to move in. Question here also, were there people still having class and doing school stuff? Once the occupation started, not really. There was a set of classes, I think at 6 o'clock, and there was a call for people to go and block some of those 6 o'clock classes, but by 8, 9 o'clock when the occupation began proper, I don't think that there was really anything left. Could the barricading lead to a stampede? I don't know. We'll see. At this point, I don't have a good sense of what the police response would be if they decide to move in. It's certainly a lot of access is blocked off, so it would be difficult for police to get through quickly, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens on that front. If you only hear the audio and see the video, I've heard a couple of people complain about that in the past. Just refresh the page. Apparently that fixes it. Pro tip. Yeah, don't cross the street. No. As I've described, a lot of these people who are here right now are very, very vocal about not wanting to be filmed, and I'm not necessarily going to respect that because they asked, but because there have been some altercations between protesters and journalists, where they've been handled, they've been shoved, and they've had their cameras and equipment broken. So that's it. Why is the police not going inside? Not sure. I did say earlier that I was quite surprised that they let it go on this long. Not necessarily because I personally thought that they should. I'm just there to report on it, but just it seems odd, especially considering that Monday night the response to the march that happened that night that I was covering was very swift and violent and aggressive, and so far no police response. And yeah, I have a comment here that police need to have a go from UQAM admin to get in. I'm not 100% sure about that. I think that if police had, if they thought they had a reasonable explanation or a situation that they need to intervene in, I don't think they would wait for the go-ahead, but that's certainly a possibility. Apparently somebody's listening to police channels and something might be coming up, so yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so okay, that's an interesting point. So Alex C3 saying you're an indie journo though, maybe in response to my trepidation about going around and filming people. It has not been my experience this evening that the hardcore protesters who really don't want to be filmed care at all whether you're from a large media organization or you're just a dude with a camera. They really don't seem to care. I think the main point of contention, and I've heard the sentiment said out loud quite a few times, is we don't want to be filmed. We don't want our faces on this. We don't necessarily want to be implicated in this kind of activity if it's declared illegal. So it is a very practical consideration. So we've got some, riot police are coming in. Bear with me for a second, guys. I'm just going to hook in my, I did get a 15% warning on my battery, so I'm just going to plug in for a second here. It won't be long, guys. I'm just plugging in. All right. I'm jacked in. Okay. It is cold outside. It's supposed to get warmer in April, but that hasn't quite happened yet. Okay. Yeah, some people are saying that risk criminal charges, and yeah, those kinds of things can be used in a prosecution. So yeah, that is a concern for some of the protesters. Hey, Alex.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good. Very small crowd in there right now.
Yeah, smaller crowd?
Very, very small.
Yeah, can you do me a favor and hold this up to zip up my jacket?
Sure.
I'm chilly.
This is all I do for you.
Yep.
I would say the crowd would be under 200 right now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, that we were probably looking at like a peak of maybe 4 to 5.
And right now they're all leaving, even more so. You can see, when looking down the escalators right now, you can see the police feet under the door.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you can see the shadows back and forth.
Yeah,
And,
that's the shaft for the escalator?
Yes.
Yeah. So as I was describing to you guys earlier, there's basically there's a huge shaft in the middle of the atrium where the occupation is happening right now, and there's an escalator that leads up and down into a basement area, and protesters barricaded it. They poured dish detergent on the stairs to make it slippery for people trying to get up, and they also blocked the opening with a huge sign to block visibility. But apparently we have reports in there that protesters peeking under that sign can see that police have mobilized down there. So can't confirm it, but there may be some police in there, but not necessarily on the main floor where protesters are. Matt, what time did this start? Again, the mass arrests that happened were in the early afternoon, but this occupation, I'd say 8 or 9 p.m. That's roughly the hour that this started. Matt, whatever you do, keep filming. It's really important. I intend to. How many officers are on the scene? So I'd say maybe a little bit over a dozen. So right now on these two intersections, we have police on bikes there and there. There is some riot police that we've heard might be in the basement area of UQAM inside the atrium right now. Can't confirm that, but I did see some riot police moving around earlier, so that's maybe where they moved to. Some people saying no, earlier we were there before 5 p.m. Yeah, people have been there like for a really long time. I got there at about 5:30 p.m. and there were people inside. I just hesitate to call it an occupation starting from 5 or 5:30 because it was really, it was people blocking classes, but the barricades and things like that proper, I'd say, started about between 8 and 9 p.m. Yeah, the rather not 83-1 seems the police are being passive for now. Yeah, that does appear to be the case. Don't know how long that's going to last though, because again, I've said it before that I'm very surprised by the sort of timidity of the response so far. They've let this thing go on for quite a while, so we don't know what the next step is. Someone's saying almost 900 watching. I can't see that because I'm looking at the chat. Jesus, you're right. Wow. Okay. Must be doing something right. Yeah, they may be behind the building. I did see some of them moving down this intersection earlier. Maybe they were trying to mobilize to get to another entrance into the basement of this building. I really don't want to speculate on what the police response might be, because there are so many possibilities at this point. They might go in quietly and slowly once the numbers dwindle enough and just sort of direct people to leave. At that point, maybe there would be more police than protesters. I don't know. We have heard reports that there are some police in the basement below the escalators, but that entrance has been blocked off. I'm going to try to get a little bit closer, but again, not necessarily near the main entrance, because there's a lot of people there that have been very vocal about not wanting to be filmed. So. Yeah, we have somebody here saying that if we lose a connection when stuff starts, if the connection goes down, I'll be back up as soon as humanly possible. I am plugged into a battery charger, so power is not an issue. It's just a connection question, but for the time being, we're okay. Yeah, so we do have somebody making a comment here that from Civ 44, basically saying that police might be letting people get tired and hungry and taking their time. That's possible. They might just be trying to tire them out. Is an intervention imminent? I don't know. Okay. Okay, so we do have some police coming right now. I'm going to go back to my original location. Yeah, we've got riot police with shields. I'd say we've got about 100 police officers coming here right now. So it's happening. Yes, yes, we've got a ton. We've got a real presence here, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, yeah, they came out of nowhere. This is like, it's almost like a historical period piece movie where you see like armies gathering on a battlefield. It's really weird. We do have police in gas masks and riot gear. Yeah, the time is now. I'm going to let the images speak for themselves for a little bit. Anybody that does have any questions, go ahead and ask. But yeah, we do have somebody with a megaphone who's going to be making an announcement, I suspect, quite soon. Yeah, I'm not going to stop filming, don't worry. Okay, people are rushing in. Yeah, riot police are rushing in towards protesters. We're on the intersection right now of Sanguinet and St. Catherine, so they did start rushing towards some of the protesters on Sanguinet. Yeah, I get the sense right now that police officers are going to try to enter the building. This is a lot. I have not seen these many riot police massed in one place before. Yep, they are smashing their shields. A common riot police tactic. Okay, they're telling us to go this way, so they're saying to stay on the sidewalk. We've got some students who are rushing out of one of the back exits. Like I said, they did have an exit plan, and they seem to be utilizing one of them right now. I'm going to walk, but not too quickly, because I do want to see what happens here, but I also want to... I don't want to get too far away from the main entrance right now. I'm going to get my press badge out just in case.
Let's go, move!
Okay, being told to move. Yeah, so the riot police are chasing down some protesters on this side. This is the exit that people were coming out of. I'm just going to move. Yeah, okay, so those police officers that were telling me to move out have dispersed, so I'm going to get closer to the entrance again. Yeah, we've got a police presence here. They've made a line here. Yeah, this happened quite quickly. It was passive right up until it wasn't. There's a lot of police presence here. A lot. Maybe 4 dozen.
Ah, c'est fini là.
We do have some protesters that seem to be still pouring out of the atrium of this building. Huge response right now. I do hear some screams in the distance. It sounds like maybe the police are getting into altercations with some of the protesters that were either outside the building or who poured out. Yeah, I do see that some police did go into the building. So far, I didn't see any smashed windows in order for them to get in. I do hear some loud noises coming from inside. I'm going to try to get a slightly better view. Yeah, we've got a lot of riot police that are pouring in right now. They seem to have cleared a lot of the barricade, and we've got maybe 2 dozen riot police officers in full riot gear that are pouring into the building right now. I can hear some screams coming from outside the building. We've got a huge police presence here. People saying that they might have to break a window to get in. No indication of that right now. They have seemingly cleared the barricade, so they are able to get in. Can't tell right now if tear gas was deployed. It is hazy in there. It is definitely a possibility that some tear gas was deployed. It may also have been some vapor bombs that were set off by protesters. They were set off earlier. Not an irritant, but really just to obscure things. We've got people chanting in French, police not assassins. Police not assassins. We got some good ones. Photography journalists, always looking for the shot. Yeah, we do have some bangs coming from out of view. That was basically some barricade material at the entrances that was being displaced. Okay, I do see there is there was an elderly woman that I was actually speaking to earlier, and I sort of warned her that she may not want to go in there, but she was very curious, and I do see her right now. She was having an altercation with police. This is her here right now. We've got some protesters who are coming back down this intersection. Je vous ai dit, hein? Yeah. So yeah, we've got this lady basically saying that she got handled pretty roughly by police. She was just a citizen who wanted to go in there and see what was going on, and she certainly got a view. For those of us just joining, basically what's happening here is that we had an occupation in this university building in Montreal. It was an occupation protest that was in response to some arrests made earlier today for some striking students who were trying to block access to classes. The police were called in, and there were 22 arrests made, and the end result was this occupation of an atrium of this main building of UQAM University in Montreal. The occupation lasted well over 3 hours, but very quickly, riot police mobilized. We had dozens and dozens of riot police, and I'm not exaggerating. There were several dozen riot police who made a stand on this intersection. We're in downtown Montreal, and they did just enter the building. I may have seen some tear gas that was deployed in there, but it may have just been some smoke bombs from the protesters who were just trying to obscure things. I would suspect that quite a few arrests have been made. A lot of people came pouring out of the back entrance of the university when the mobilization first started. I actually see some people who may be trying to get back into the building, so I'm going to move over there. And I'm also going to put some gloves on because my hands are cold. Yeah, I hear that there may have been quite a bit of aggression in there. Maybe things got physical. Yeah, I definitely get the sense from this angle that people are trying to get into the back entrance of UQAM. Maybe they're not going to be able to because it's been blocked off or there's a police presence, but we do have people who are now moving this way. So I'm going to move back towards the intersection because I think there might be another altercation with these protesters who might come back this way. Stay tuned. I certainly will. Okay, yeah, we do have riot police officers who are mobilizing, and they're probably going to try to catch up with the protesters who are at the rear of the building. Yeah, we've got riot police smashing their shields, trying to disperse people. Yeah, they don't want people coming back towards the entrance of the UQAM building. So what I see right now, you might not be able to see too far ahead because the lighting is quite poor here, but we do have a handful of protesters who were near the back entrance here of the atrium where the occupation was taking place. A lot of these people are hooded, and we do see riot police trying to chase some people down. Yeah, they're trying to clear everybody out of this square over here. And we see a collection of protesters down the street over here who are sort of holding the line a little bit, keeping a safe enough distance from the riot police. Chants being screamed out that the street belongs to us. That's what they're saying. And the riot police are charging. I do see a lot of these riot police officers with their tear gas canisters out. They are continuing to chase them down sanguinaire. We've got one riot police officer. I think he may be preparing to set off some pepper spray because pepper spray has been deployed. Yeah, and they are spraying directly on people. These are the people who maybe got too close for their liking, but yeah, we do have some people who have been directly sprayed. Yeah, and we've got one person. Okay. We've got one person who started shooting a fire extinguisher at a police officer. He was pepper sprayed, and we did have a projectile that went off. I think it was tear gas that was fired. Can't quite smell it yet, but if it's tear gas, I'll smell it soon. Excuse me. And we've got a broken window here on a police car. I'm going to try to get a little bit closer here. Yeah, the the police finally decided that there was one riot police officer who was sort of solitary, and he decided after a little bit that people were getting too close, accosting him, and he did deploy his pepper spray. We've got calls for people to stay grouped together. I'm going to keep a safe enough distance. I'm just capturing this. Yeah. Okay, we do have a ball that was thrown that actually came quite close. I think we've got some... I think that was a rubber bullet that was fired. Not sure if that was a rubber bullet or yeah, it seems like it was, because there's no tear gas. I think we do have somebody who was shot with a rubber bullet. You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if that was a rubber bullet or what, but a lot of pepper spray. Okay. We're gonna get closer now. I got real tense there for a moment. Lots of pepper spray and possibly some rubber bullets that were fired. Yeah, people followed the riot police in this direction. Yeah, we do have some tear gas being fired off. Riot police holding the line. We still have a contingent of protesters. We have bottles being thrown. Just so you know, I'm not looking at the chat right now. I'm sort of just pointing the camera. I will get to your questions later. Yeah. Quite a lot of smoke going out. We've got some objects being thrown at the riot police. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my distance a little bit because yeah, we've got tear gas out.
A los periodistas los están reprimiendo.
Oh God.
¿Qué hizo?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get away because yeah, I got some of that in my eye. Shit. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna take a second here. Oh. Oh, that snuck up on me. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I've broken my streak. Oh, I've officially been tear gassed. Whew, God. Oh man, I heard it was bad, but not that bad. Okay. I'm hearing from people saying don't rub your eyes, but Jesus, it's tempting to. Yeah, I can barely see anything right now. I hope I'm still. Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna keep filming, but from a safer distance here. Yeah, so that is the police line. That's the police line that launched some tear gas. They were going back down this intersection, and the protesters did follow them, but they decided to turn around and hold the line. And some tear gas was launched. Some things were being thrown at the police, and I think we may have had a projectile shot at a protester. It may have been a rubber bullet or something like that. That's what it sounded like. And right now we just have a standstill. So we got some good concern here from the viewers. Thank you. I am okay. It burns like a mother. But I don't think it's serious enough to to seek medical attention right now. I'm okay. I can see, and I can talk. Difference between pepper spray and tear gas. The pepper spray is an sort of a liquid aerosol that's launched from a canister, whereas the tear gas is usually sort of like a bomb or something that's set off. We do have rocks and things like that being launched at the police. But yeah, that's the main difference. Is that the tear gas is usually sort of a cloud, whereas the pepper spray is, it's a liquid spray. I don't know what the difference is in terms of the effect, but if pepper spray is anything like tear gas, boy oh boy. Yeah, Maalox for the eyes and all that. Not bad enough for that right now. I'm okay. Yeah, we've got people who are smashing police vehicles right now. Yeah, the police. Okay, the riot police is advancing right now, so I'm gonna move back a little bit.
What's up, buddy? Smart.
We've got a lot of people who are smashing police vehicles here. Windows have been broken, windshields. We've got people dispersing as the riot police advance a little bit. The smell of the tear gas is still very much present in the air. Yeah, the riot police are not letting up their line, and these protesters, this handful, there's maybe 24 of them, they are maintaining their presence as well. I am gonna move back a little bit just because if they launch something else, yeah, I don't want to be at the front of that again. That wasn't pleasant. Oh God. Sorry if the video is a bit jittery, but I'm just shaking a little bit. But I'll get over it.
I'm not stupid, alright?
Yeah, we got somebody saying here that pepper spray you would be crying for like 20 minutes. Yeah, if it's that close and you get it right in your eyes, I can only imagine how bad that is. We've got protesters saying gun. Okay, we've got a protester who's shooting off a fire extinguisher. He is quite close. He's right in the corner over there. Yeah, we do have things being shot. It seems that this person is maybe just trying to antagonize the police, or maybe to blur their vision a little bit. But he did elicit a response just now. I did hear maybe a rubber bullet being fired. I think we're going to hear some more rocks being thrown. Yep. They do seem to be firing rubber bullets in the direction, and we've got another projectile. Yeah, there is some smoke coming from there, so that was probably some tear gas. Yeah, we can smell it right now, so I'm going to move back because that... Yeah, since I already have a little bit of it in my nostrils and my eyes, it's just aggravating it a little bit. We got some more tear gas coming from that side. I'm gonna move in just a little bit closer. Some of the tear gas has maybe dissipated a little bit. Yeah, we still have some protesters, and we got that one guy who's blowing off that fire extinguisher in the direction of the police. Other things being fired, probably another rubber bullet round. Is the building cleared out then? Yeah, at this point I would probably imagine that there's not really a protester presence in the building. There were quite a few riot police officers who went in and cleared it out, and we did see some protesters coming out the back entrance. Yeah, we've got riot police who are advancing a little bit.
That was enough police Montreal. Thank you for being here. I don't have any more batteries. Cannot film the police no more. Enjoy.
Oh no. Oh, ran out of batteries. That's sad. If there's a stream of the inside, I don't think there's anything to stream inside. I was in there for quite a few hours live tweeting and sharing some videos and images. And I also live streamed in there for a little bit with the camera pointed at myself. But no, there's nothing really to live stream right now. I think it's just mainly a police presence in there.
Filling?
Yes. Am I okay?
I teach at Concordia.
Oh, right on. Any arrests or people detained? I would, yeah, certainly imagine so. There were some people who seemed to be resistant to the police coming into the building when they started going through the barricades and the blockades. So I would imagine. I don't know. I don't have any confirmation of arrests, nor did I witness any. But it's not a difficult jump to make. Seriously, what was that the cops fired? That was probably it was a projectile tear gas canister that was fired. It looks like a rocket, honestly, when you see it. But in one way, that's really good because you see it coming and you book it. Except for a little bit earlier, where I didn't move quite fast enough.
You're on your second camera, man? Yeah. Battery just died.
Yeah, I'm interested to find out also what happened inside the building.
Hey man, I watched your stream, man. It's actually pretty fucking good.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Right on. I can give you a plug. What's your deal? What are you doing?
I'm with the Love Police Montreal.
Oh, right on.
So we lower fear against these fucking people called police officer, which means policy enforcer. And we try to make people love each other. We spread the word, so you can watch me on Facebook, The Love Police Montreal.
Cool, thank you.
You very much. Continue your work, man.
Yeah,
You're
right
doing
on.
an awesome job.
Appreciate it. We still have some police presence here. We have a question here. I'm just going down the stream, seeing what people were saying. Sorry, just catching up a little bit here. Can I get closer to the lobby where the occupation was? Well, it's in that direction, and those guys are blocking it right now. I'd love to. We'll see. I think somebody was asking before if I was looking at the chat on my phone. Yeah, I'm basically just filming, and I also have the chat going on my screen. So that's how I do it. Yeah, this particular direction is a no-go, so what I'm going to try to do, this is a standstill right now. There isn't really a lot of a protester presence. I think the police are just holding the line to make sure that nobody crosses down this particular area. So I am going to move a little bit, and we've got more police coming in, maybe to reinforce the blockade. So I'm going to try to get around this particular area and try to get closer to the lobby. Hey, c'est moi, ouais. Yeah, I've been getting recognized today, which was a little bit tense when I was actually at UQAM on the inside. Not during the occupation, but while people were trying to block classes, I was like, hey, you're that guy. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. What? Who are you? Yes, there's nothing going on here, so I'm gonna book around to the corner here and see if I can get back to the intersection. For those of you who were concerned about the tear gas incident, I am feeling better. It still burns, but I'm all right. Okay. It's actually hurting a little bit to run right now. Lungs burn a little bit, so I'm going to slow it down. Yeah, somebody here saying shorten your messages. Yeah, I agree. Just one sentence, or if you have more to say, break it up into a couple of different sentences so I can see the full message. Show's over, go drink some whiskey. Oh man, that would be the last thing I would drink right now. That would burn so much. I'm a Scotch man, but no, not today. Okay, so we got somebody here saying, please read my question. Okay, let me scroll back here. Do I have footage from a Sigos Manif, the first one, Friday, March? Possibly. I'm not entirely sure which one you're referring to, but check my Ustream videos that are archived, or I do have a link as well for the YouTube archive, so check that one out. And I also have, if it's not filmed, I do have a podcast that I do for the link called The Download. So go to thelinknewspaper.ca, again, thelinknewspaper.ca, and I do have a sort of a podcast deconstruction of one of the protests that was actually quite violent. Okay. Any ambulance sirens heard? I'll be honest with you, the only sounds I've been hearing have been screams. Don't know if I've heard any ambulances. We've got a lot of riot police on the ground right now. I'm gonna pick up the pace a little bit. They're probably chasing down the remainder of some protesters. Yeah, so that area is blocked off, so there's no way. Yeah, there's some tear gas here. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to get back to the intersection where the entrance was. So yeah, people are being chased down St. Catherine here towards Place Émilie Gamelin. A lot of tear gas. Jesus. See, there's not a lot of it, but because I already got gassed, it is very irritating. I'm not going to move any closer right now. Yeah, I've heard that contact lenses are no good for tear gas. More tear gas being launched. Yeah, it seems like they were just trying to disperse the remaining group as much as possible. Summarize the situation. Oh boy. There was an occupation of a university building in response to some arrests that were made of some striking students today. The result was, yes, an occupation that lasted well over 3 hours. The police were quite passive, didn't move in until, hard to tell, I think it's been about 30 minutes. But dozens and dozens of riot police stormed the front of the building and did make it inside and chase people out. And right now we're basically just seeing the remainder of the response. Police continue to advance. We do have the smell of tear gas in the air. The street is bare, but I do see off in the distance there are still dozens of dozens of protesters that are still running off, and the riot police is walking in their direction. So we have here some of the aftermath of people moving through. Riot police are picking up the pace a little bit. We're gonna follow. Yeah, it's a very, very thick odor here. Is the metro station closed? I don't know. Okay, no, I need to. No, I need to take a second. Sorry, guys. You're the man. Yeah, we got quite a few police cars who are moving behind the riot police. I'm gonna move very, very slowly at this point because you hit these patches of pockets of tear gas, and it hurts on its own. But when you already have some in your system, it really irritates things. I do see some more projectiles being launched. It might be some more tear gas. It might be some fireworks from protesters. Don't know yet. But I'm gonna try to advance a little bit. Yeah, I've never seen a journalist in a gas mask, so I don't know if that would be practical. It'd be hard to talk and do the live stream, honestly.
Hey! Assurez pour la caméra! Tiens! C'est partout sur les réseaux de même. Partout, partez dans le
Okay, being told that police to stay on the sidewalk. There was a little bit of a conflict going on behind me. Somebody's being accused of being an undercover police officer. Honestly, I don't know if there's a possibility of that, so I'm going to leave that one alone for now. Could just be some bickering. Continuing further down St. Catherine right now. A lot of police on bikes, a dozen or more. A lot of police cars. Again, up until a little while ago, I could still see some protesters making their way down St. Catherine. I can still hear projectiles being launched, and there is some riot police that is continuing to chase down the remainder of protesters. Yeah, good tip. Don't forget to clean what I'm wearing. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, no contact lenses. Yep. Can I situate you with an address? We just passed the intersection of St. Catherine and Saint-André. Continuing down St. Catherine. I'm going to cross the street here because there is a detour on the sidewalk.
Which media is it from?
What's that?
Which media?
Link newspaper at Concordia.
Oh, okay.
Can you tell me something? Do I have shit on my face from the tear gas, or?
No, you're fine.
I'm good? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, we've got some bystanders running in the opposite direction of the action right now. So I do see the riot police and the police on bicycles have come to a standstill, and they are starting up again. We are currently on the intersection, coming up on the intersection of St. Catherine and Amherst. We've got a lot of police vehicles following. People asking, is there currently a protest on St. Catherine? There's still a contingent of protesters that were being chased down St. Catherine, away from the UQAM building, and I think that is the group that we're continuing to follow as the police follows them. You can occasionally hear things being thrown, probably in the direction of police, and police launching projectiles, either rubber bullets or tear gas canisters. I'm gonna continue to follow the police down the street for as long as they go, see where this ends.
Tu te racontes ce qui est passé?
Ouais,
You
allez-y.
speak French? Ah, tu parles français?
Oh, oui, allez-y.
Ben, tu t'as pas vu à l'UQAM, hein?
Non, j'étais là.
T'étais là?
Je l'ai su depuis là, ouais.
Ok. T'étais pas dans l'UQAM, non?
J'étais en dedans pour comme
Ouais.
3 heures, ouais.
Ok, c'est ça, mais t'es dans des bonnes shots avec ça, là.
Ouais. Thank you for
Mais là,
the.
ça vaut plus la peine. Là, moi, j'étais à l'UQAM, mais ça, c'est complètement compliqué.
Yeah, so we've got a UQAM student from the university where this has been happening today, saying that this response is kind of ridiculous.
C'est pas ça que je dis en fait, mais c'est grave. Moi, j'étais là, je suis pour tout le mouvement.
Non, mais tu parles de cette réaction maintenant?
Ouais, ça, ouais.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So just to clarify, hey Matha.
Yo, what's going on, man?
Hey, we got Matha Busby from the Link newspaper. Hey, Verity.
How are you?
Oh, I got tear gas, but good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, you got your glasses though, you brought my bag.
yeah, you got your contacts in? Shit.
No, I don't know.
No? We've got, look at how many fucking viewers we have.
Hello, everyone.
We've got people on the sidewalk coming out of bars to yell at the riot police right now. We're currently on Baudry and St. Catherine near the metro entrance. Police continue to march. Can't see any protesters ahead of them at this point. I think they're just really continuing. I think the police mobilized to just go in every possible direction from UQAM to keep people from reamassing. Yeah, bottles, not bottles being thrown from what I can hear right now. They're really just being kicked aside in the street by the riot police, and they are kicking things out of the way so that the police presence, and my goodness, there is a presence. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got about 8 police cars, 1 police van, an ambulance, and more riot police joining the party. Somebody's saying it would be great if I could go back to UQAM to see what it looks like. Yeah, I might do that. But for the time being, that intersection was blocked off on all the side streets, so there was no access to get back to the main entrance of the UQAM building. But I'll certainly look into to going back there later. Where is this happening? Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Come visit. It's nice. We're on Visitation in St. Catherine. Hey, Michelle Pucci's watching, our editor-in-chief of the Link newspaper. Yep, Verity and Matha are here. They seemed all right. Yeah, and I'll repeat once more the sound of the breaking glass. There may have been some bottles being thrown earlier. I did see some being thrown in the direction of police, but for the time being, that sound was really just the bottles being kicked away by the riot police in the street. Saying, we got somebody in the chat saying that me getting hit by a chemical weapon is a rite of passage. Hey, you might be right. I'm part of an exclusive club right now with people who've been tear gassed. Feels nice. No, it doesn't. It hurts. And I hate it. Where am I right now? What street? We are on the corner of... We just passed Visitation in St. Catherine, and I think we're on Penet and St. Catherine. Yeah. Yeah, so we've got a police van that stopped here. I'm just going to move ahead a little bit to get a slightly better view. Again, I don't see any protesters marching ahead. Was the tear gas intentional? Well, it wasn't accidental.
I don't know if you got to notice the 10 or 9 police cars that they left behind the school on surveil for about an hour.
Yeah, I definitely got a sense that they were blocking off every possible intersection that would lead people back to the entrance.
No, I mean even before the police came, they actually planted bait cars, 9 cars just outside the university, not surveilled, just left there to essentially provoke people to continue to smash things. And I mean, I think the question is, why did it take so long to come and do something? When we're 100 in the street playing music, there's so many of them there, you know. And
so
this
this
went on for hours.
Yeah. So this truck appears to be sort of a restocking depot. We've got some water bottles coming out of here. The police cars have continued to move on. Like I said, I didn't see any protesters still being chased. So we do have quite a bit of riot police presence here. Yeah. So people are just stocking up right now. We've got police moving around. No protesters in sight, though. Worth mentioning. And we've got about 24 riot police here on the street, probably just waiting for, if I had to guess, they're probably waiting for the vans and buses that they're gonna get on and go back to police headquarters. So I'm gonna move back in the direction of UQAM right now because there doesn't seem to be any police action here. So let's take a pleasant stroll back in the direction of UQAM. I can see some familiar lights in the distance. In the meantime, I'll keep the stream going and I will have a look at the chat. Again, if you've been asking questions, I haven't been answering because I've been trying to keep up with the police, and it's been hard to focus on the screen a little bit because of my eyes and the tear gas, but apparently we have some people saying that there may have been a gunshot near there, near UQAM. I can't confirm that, but I am moving back in the direction, and we'll see what's going on. Yeah. People saying get a GoPro for next time. Hey, how's it going? Nothing going on that side.
Pretty much going home.
Yeah, well, I'm going to head back to UQAM and see what the response is because we have some reports that there may be some stuff going on over there.
Cool, enjoy your night.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, so somebody's saying get a GoPro. That's a little bit trickier because to do live streaming with a GoPro, I'd have to have like a mobile modem and some pretty expensive equipment that isn't necessarily practical right now, so I'm shooting this on my cell phone for the time being. Bear with the video quality. I'm doing the best I can, but yeah. We have a question here. Actually, that's a really good idea. If you want to, if it's specifically a question and not a comment, just put question in all caps so it's easier to identify. Do that. Yeah. So the question was, were there similar sit-ins in the 2012 student protests? Yes, there were. UQAM specifically is known for a sort of very enthusiastic and sometimes hardcore student base when it comes to protesting, and there were similar incidents in 2012 involving people trying to blockade classes and sit-ins and things of that nature. So yes. And yeah, anybody saying, anybody who's worried about this being recorded or anything, it goes live, but it's also archived on Ustream for 30 days. But I also have it on my YouTube channel. So the link to my YouTube channel is on the on my page description, so you can get to it that way for posterity. Are there still people trapped inside? If there's still non-police officers inside the building at UQAM, I would say it's people who have been detained or arrested, although I would suspect that they'd be taken out by now. But no, I find it very unlikely that there's still a student presence in there, because when the police went in, they went in hard. They cleared barricades. There was quite a big presence that went in there, so I saw a lot of the students that were coming out the back exit running. So no, I don't think there's anybody still in there. We got people saying the video quality is decent. Oh, that's nice to hear.
I know you too. Been dead on that. I know you.
No students still inside UQAM from what I can deduce from the police response earlier. But I am headed in that direction. Again, I would have tried to go back to the entrance of UQAM earlier, but that was mostly impossible. Every intersection that would have led back to the lobby was blocked off by riot police in riot gear, so no. I'm going, anybody asking where I'm going back to where this all started, the UQAM building where the occupation was taking place. Je suis encore live, man. On va aller voir. So yeah, thanks everybody. Excuse me. God, still got some tear gas in my throat. Thanks everybody for watching. I'm going to keep streaming for a little bit. Keep answering any straggling questions that come up. I am a few blocks away from UQAM, so I'll be there in a little bit. But really appreciate everybody tuning in and sharing this. It's been quite an evening. I was at work when I heard that the arrests were being made in the early afternoon at UQAM, the 21 or 22 students, and I thought, oh boy, yep, tonight's going to be a party. So I head down here and was actually in the occupation in the building for over 3 hours, live tweeting, doing that new journalism thing, and got a sense that the tone was changing inside and that the police response might change as a result, which it did. About a half an hour later, riot police came out of nowhere, dozens and dozens, maybe about 100 riot police came out from the side streets, very quickly formed a perimeter around the intersection of Saint-Guinan and St. Catherine around the building, and not that much later they charged in hard and fast. Let's have a look at the chat here. If anybody, so I've been live streaming. Yeah, you can see my live stream archive. I did I think a 15-minute live stream from inside the occupation earlier, with the camera point at me, just not to draw too much attention. People inside the building didn't like cameras being pointed in their faces, but yeah, certainly go check that out. It's archived on Ustream and my previous videos, and it will be on YouTube soon. And I also, if you follow me on Twitter at Matt Damour, my Twitter handle is in the title of the stream. You can see some of the videos that I tweeted in there, some short videos that show a little bit more of what the atmosphere was inside the occupation. Somebody's saying here that according to the police scanner, there are no more protesters in the UQAM building. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me too much. So the main reason that I'm heading over there right now is just to get a sense of the aftermath. If I can get close enough, we can get a view into the building, and maybe you can get a sense of what happens after police rush in like that. Question here, serious question, but how much is your phone bill going to cost? So I'm relatively lucky. I've got a 6 gig data plan, and by my estimation, let's say 2 hours of streaming costs me roughly 500 megabytes. So not too bad, not too bad. And I just rolled over into the new month, so starting from scratch. But thank you, I appreciate your concern for my phone bill. Did I hear anything about police using sound cannons? Not specifically sound cannons, but let me tell you, when you're near a weapon firing off rubber bullets and shooting off projectile tear gas canisters, hard to tell the difference. But no, I didn't hear anything that sounded like that kind of device. Somebody saying I need a shot of whiskey. Yeah, somebody said that earlier, and that's a terrible idea. I love me some scotch. I lived in Scotland, and I like me the single malts, but that would hurt so bad right now. How many students arrested? I don't have any numbers right now. Again, it was 21 or 22 earlier this afternoon, but as a direct result of this police intervention, I don't have any numbers. Again, I'm streaming for you fine folks and looking at the chat, not necessarily looking at Twitter, so if anybody wants to maybe answer that question, go ahead in the chat. John Cook saying that I'm distracting him from the final feature. Hey man, we all have to make sacrifices. What do you think I could be doing right now? Lots of things. So I am coming up on the UQAM building. Question from Loic Cyr saying, do I think there would be a massive riot tomorrow? You know, it's always hard to tell what protester response is going to be like an evening like this. I did get a sense that there might be an escalation after Monday, because Monday night there was a small group of protesters, maybe 300 or 400 people, who gathered like any other night in Montreal to do a good old march, a good old anti-austerity protest, and they got shut down, but good and real fast. It only lasted maybe 40 minutes, probably less, and then the tear gas and the riot police came out. So yeah, the response to a night like this, hard to tell, but a lot of people have commented over the last few nights, and perhaps accurately, that reactions like this from the police serve only to galvanize protesters, and that may very well be true. All right, so I'm coming up on the entrance. I do see a line of police officers who are blocking the entrance. So let's see what we can see. I should get a scooter, says Ellie Casanova. I'm not quite there yet. That's very thoughtful of you, but somebody's saying please archive your stream. Don't worry, it's archived automatically, and it will be on YouTube on my channel as well, and you can see the link for that in the in my stream description. So yeah, we've got some riot police who are coming back. This seems to be sort of HQ right now. Hey.
Oh, sorry, no. Willie's walking across the road very peacefully, and a line of cops. He's like, "Back in 5 minutes."
Yeah, we've got people in the chat asking. We've got people in the chat asking if there's people inside, but
Matt, he asked me to go inside.
no, don't go inside. That's just no. Jesus. No scooters, no segways, no rollerblades. I'm good like this for now. It'll hurt tomorrow, but I'm okay. Yeah, people saying that the police scanner is saying no one's inside. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. We've got some, yeah, this is what I was talking about before. The riot police that were waiting in a line down the street on St. Catherine. They're basically loaded into these trucks, and then they go back to police HQ. People saying I should accept donations, one step at a time. I don't mind doing this pro bono for now. Is there any one group that are leading the protest? Well, this particular occupation was, I suppose you could argue that it was organized by student organizations at UQAM. Yeah, we've got a lot of riot police that are coming back to mobilize and to come back in the buses. We've got a riot police officer arguing with a gentleman. I don't think he likes his attitude. A little argument there about whether or not he was on the sidewalk. I don't know. We need a sideline call. Somebody look at the instant replay. Yeah, vote to go inside. Let me give you a view of what that would entail right now. That's what that looks like right now. I could go ask nicely, sure. Why not? Nope, not going inside. Let me try to get a view. I'm going to try to get to a window that might have a better view of what's going on inside. I can see some of the remaining barricades that were formed while the occupation was still in play. So I'm just going to try to get to a window and just try to get maybe a better view of what the aftermath is like. Yeah, so we still have some people loitering around here, maybe taking some pictures. Holy crap. All right, yeah, we still have a very, very large police presence inside. I'm going to get closer here so you can get a sense of what I'm talking about. But yeah, just a line of riot police up on that second floor. They might be doing a sweep to see if there are any protesters still inside. So yeah, it may very well be a possibility that we've got some protesters still inside, and the police are looking for them. I'm going to try to get a view of the atrium for you. Yeah. So this was ground zero. This was the atrium where the occupation was happening. I do see a police officer with a megaphone, so it's possible they were making some announcements for any remaining protesters to show themselves or to come out. But yeah, that's basically. I was in there for a few hours, and a few hundred people in there. Try to get a different view for you. Still a lot of riot police in there. There's a whole row of them, maybe a dozen or two. They seem to be doing some sweeps. Yeah, so you can get a sense here that there was some damage done. A lot of it was just really moving furniture for people to sit and maybe make some barricades, but there is a lot of garbage. You can't really see from this angle, but there were quite a few broken windows and things like that. Here we have the aftermath of some of the barricades that were formed. This is the street where I was tear gassed, and it's still in the air. I don't know if this specifically is pepper spray or the remnants of a tear gas canister, but the smell is still thick in the air. How we doing, Alex?
Good. I think I'm gonna head home soon.
Yep. So right now it seems like we're really just looking at a small contingent, well, medium contingent of riot police.
At the front, they're gonna head in as well.
Yeah. So it looks like they're doing sweeps. It looks like they're just looking for any protesters that may have remained inside.
No. No.
Are there any information that there are protesters inside?
Not that I know of. I know that there's a section of
Yeah, reports here about like a gun being fired or anything. I didn't hear anything about that. Did you hear anything about a gun going off?
I'm
No?
pretty sure it was just one of the flash.
Yeah. Well, there were rubber bullets being fired.
Rubber bullets, but
Yeah.
not a gun.
No. I haven't gotten any confirmation about that.
So what's the situation?
Yeah, we have somebody here saying that they were inside and left around 11:45. We left a little bit earlier because it got a little tense for journalists who were being identified and accosted. But yeah, that seems about the time that things got weird in there. Question here, is it just me or does this seem really excessive? Well, I mean, it depends who you ask, right? You had protesters and students who occupied a university for many hours, and the police let them be for a while, and then this was the response. So I'll leave the impressions about whether this is excessive to the viewers. Okay, some people saying that maybe the gunshot was unrelated to this whole protest. Did the police break windows to enter inside? No, it wasn't necessary for them to do so because they were able to open the front door, and to disassemble some of the barricades and get in that way. So no, I didn't see any evidence of windows being broken to get inside. Can I talk to a police officer? I can certainly try, but they're not very talkative in these situations. The things they usually say are move, get on the sidewalk, or move. So I've heard that enough tonight. Somebody's saying that they may have broken a window. Yeah, possible. I didn't see any of that, but maybe they did. Professors' involvement. There were calls made by professors today denouncing the response of the university in terms of their placing an injunction on the striking students. When the police did go in originally in the early afternoon, there were some professors who tried to negotiate the release of some of the people who were barricaded in, but beyond that, I'm not too sure about the professor response. So yeah, this is it. This is to give you a sense of how many police officers are in there. So they seem to be moving out. Got somebody saying that he's hiding in the roof at UQAM. I don't believe him. Maybe he is. I don't know. But yeah, somebody was making a comment about bait cars. Obviously, I can't come near to confirming that, but I can say that this street that we're on right now, where I got tear gassed, there were a lot of police cars, maybe about 5 or 6 that were parked in a side street. Again, they could have just been parked there as part of the police mobilization. I can't speculate on whether they were placed there as bait cars. It didn't really seem like protesters smashing windows of those police cars elicited the response. I don't think that was used as a pretext, so not necessarily bait cars.
C'est la première fois qu'il rentre. Non. Ils ont peur de tomber sur des pièges. Oh! Pourquoi il y a une oh?
Yeah, I'm gonna move back to the front. We do have some graffiti that was spray painted. We have a spray paint here of a red square and the words occupied in French. Move back to the front here. That guy over there is peeing. That's pretty cool. I'd like to do that. Yeah, we got a lot of people saying the windows were smashed. Yeah, very, very possible. I just didn't see any of them. So yeah, police seem to be wrapping it up. We did have some ambulances on site. Somebody asking if il y avait des médias at all tonight. Basically asking if media was present. Yeah, there was a huge media presence. I can't speak to whether or not there were major outlets in the building itself. I do know that myself and some Link newspaper reporters were in there. We were live tweeting, we were putting some images out, and I did get a call from CJ 8800, an English news radio station, to do an interview with me while I was in there. So I had to be kind of careful and try to conduct it in a slightly clandestine way, not to attract too much attention. Yeah, actually, I do see here, I don't know if you can see, but right over there is a broken window. I don't know if that was broken by police or by protesters, but yeah, so I do see evidence there of some of these windows being broken. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I think I'm going to call it a night. I'll stick around for a couple more minutes. If anybody has any last-minute questions they want to ask, again, that was a good idea. If you have a question, write question in caps before it, and I'll try to answer. But I'm going to be wrapping it up soon. So go ahead. A few more minutes. It's okay. We got a lot of thanks. That's awesome. Thank you. No protests still going on. As far as we can tell, there's no real student or protest presence still in the building. They might still be doing some sweeps in there to maybe find people who are hiding, but no, there's no presence in there. Do our police have Stingray? I'm not sure what that is. Is that some kind of like immobilizing kind of device or sound related? Yeah, if you could just clarify on that, I'd love to answer that one. Question, have I heard about tomorrow's schedule? No, but I will certainly look into it and check. Oh my god, all right, the question, injuries, probably. Yes, short answer. I saw a lot of people getting tear gassed, being shoved. There were some rubber bullets fired, so I'd be surprised if everybody came away from this unscathed. Am I on Facebook also? Yeah, it's a personal Facebook, so I wouldn't necessarily add everybody, but Twitter, @Madamo, that's my handle. It's in the title of the stream. Follow me there for updates on when I'm live streaming, what I'm going to be live streaming about. General news, I work for the Link newspaper at Concordia. Check out the linknewspaper.ca. We got some amazing work on there. Question, do I think that people should worry about going to school if you go to UQAM? I don't know. Tensions are running hot right now. People are unhappy on both sides. I don't know if I can necessarily answer that one. Did the professors... severe injuries, not sure. Did the professors leave at some distinct point? They were never really part of the occupation as far as I could tell, so yeah. Stingray is a false cell tower. They use it on us all the time to intercept. I don't know. I don't know of any sort of intercepting technology that they may use at these protests. There, you do see some police vans that appear to have like satellites and communication devices strapped in, but I think that's mainly for coordination, to coordinate police response. So I don't know what else they do. People saying I should go drink some beer. Yep, we'll see. Yeah, again, demonstration is about tomorrow. I definitely think that there might be something, but we'll see. Serious question, make you a child? I'm busy right now. I'm doing this. Yeah, people saying that the administration of UQAM went way too far this time. Yeah, a lot of professors actually made the same point, and certainly a lot of protesters did. All right, another couple of minutes here. Yeah, in the meantime, I'll wait for some more questions. Yeah, this is basically all that's left of the police presence right now. About a dozen police officers guarding the entrance to UQAM. We do have some vans here off in the distance. But yeah. I got a question here. Yeah, I'd like to address this one. So we have a question here. Question here. What hashtag on Twitter should we follow? @Maddamours. That's MATTDAMOURS. But my Twitter handle is in the title of the live stream, so that's the one you should follow. So yeah, there was a question in here about whether I support the strikes or if I'm neutral. My function out here is as a journalist, so I try to maintain neutrality as much as possible. Certainly there are moments where you get tear gas and you're like, damn, that hurts, and I don't like police right now, but you know, you try to be as objective as possible to give good coverage. That's my policy. Yeah, and if there's some action tomorrow, I will certainly think about going out there. If I ask a police officer right now how many arrests were made, they won't answer me, but there should be, you can follow, actually, if you're interested, the SPVM, the Montreal Police Service, is on Twitter, @SPVM, Sierra, Papa, Victor, Mike, and they will have official numbers on arrests and things like that. All right, so we got a lot of thank yous and compliments. So yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. So thank you very, very much to everybody who participated and viewed. I really appreciate everybody being in the chat. Thank you for watching in so many great numbers and for interacting with me. It was a joy and a privilege to cover this thing, even though I got tear gassed and it hurt. So I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna go lie down and drink something. Signing off. Good night, everybody.